Dark Witch, a few tweaks and some exclusive content. It's Darkness Rising Part 2. People, Zealman's Wizarding World, your Wizards Unite channel with a suburban twist. Yes, we do a bit of suburban flavour on this one. Just, so people out there who are in suburbia and rural areas kind of get a little bit of representation. So we've got a bit of exclusive content. We actually have, of course, we have the video that came out on Friday with the dialogue. So if you want to see the dialogue ahead of time, that video is there. It's kind of a funny video that kind of gains traction with time. You find by the end of the brilliant event, it gets more of its views around at the end. Obviously, people don't want spoilers. And some people just want to review the content, which is good, which is all groovy. And we will also have all the descriptors in this video for all the Foundables. And given the fact that the storyline is actually making some progress, they're actually worth reading. Okay, so this part 2 is on the 20th of October, which for me is basically today and probably very shortly after I put this video out, because I had a bit of a migraine yesterday, so I wasn't able to record. So it starts at 7 PM BST, which is 6 PM UTC, which is 2 PM ET. Basically, pick your time zone from that. Rewards are up to 15 restricted section books, up to 4 total spell books, and up to 10 Dar books, 50 gold, spell energy rewards, and there's a bunch of potions and stuff like that. So the mechanics on this one, things have changed since part 1, as you've probably heard. So the Brilliant Poacher is now 400, it was 500, and the Snatcher is now 500, was 700. And of course we have the Dark Wizard on the scene at 400. XP or stamina, and we have the Dark Witch at 500 stamina. Whew, a little bit tired now, just run up the downstairs. Need another memory card. I am sporting a t-shirt. Keep calm and continue testing. It is also from Portal, but it's also a message to Niantic and WB to keep testing your games because they need it. I would suggest maybe, although I'm not involved, but actually get your NDA team involved in this a little bit further ahead of time and get their input. Might be a good idea. Then you have to avoid making strange tweaks to the game. So our Brilliant Portkeys are still 1.5k. This is ever since the coronavirus hit, which is jolly helpful to everybody. So we have a free store pack, which is groovy. We have our usual tonic for trace detection ingredients, but we also have ingredients for healing potions, which will be very helpful for those doing their hardest chamber. I say primarily, you just use your Mighty Zoos will sort you out. You're low on health. They generally won't heal you. They'll wait for you to get knocked out, and then they'll revive you, because for some strange reason that uses less focus. You would think healing would use less focus, but never mind. But apparently it's easier to raise you from the dead than it is to heal you. But anyway, for a complete guide to bundles, check out the Wizards Unite Hub article. They go through everything and its value. Suffice to say that the pay for bundles aren't particularly great this time around. So the Foundables, we have our list of Foundables, and we have all the descriptors that go with them, which is actually quite interesting now that the storyline is starting to mean something. I'm going to have a cup of coffee before I start this. Right, the wild ones, need 20 of these. That is the Brilliant Dark Witch. Location unknown, in hiding. Dark witches such as this one flocked to Voldemort during the Second Wizarding War. Seeking the approval and respect of the Dark Lord, they threw themselves into sinister and malevolent plots to sow chaos and disorder across the Wizarding world. After Voldemort's fall, many were imprisoned in Azkaban for their crimes. Those that didn't went into hiding. The Brilliant Dark Wizard. Location, Azkaban, North Sea. Clearly, he wasn't as good at getting away with it. Dark wizards sought power through forbidden dark magics. Realising their goals aligned, many allied themselves with Voldemort's cause. His defeat at the Battle of Hogwarts forced many dark wizards underground, where rumours have it they continued to plot and scheme. Aurors are urged to be on high alert for such individuals, who may try to take advantage of the calamity. The challenging ones, okay, we need 3 of those, you get them from Fortress Challenges, and it is the Giant Stone Hand, located in Borgin and Burke's Nocturne Alley. This Giant Stone Hand is something of a mystery. We have many mysteries in this game. Currently residing in Borgin and Burke's, it has been a feature of Nocturne Alley for many years. Its surface shows no obvious chisel marks, and any attempt to ascertain its origin have proven unsuccessful. It resonates with magical energy, but the exact nature of that energy remains unknown. Spooky, eh? The Walking One. That's Borgin. Borgin and Burke's Nocturnally, funny enough. Partial owner and main proprietor of Borgin and Burke's. Little is known about Mr. Borgin. We do know, however, he's responsible for selling Draco Malfoy the opal necklace used in a failed attempt on Albus Dumbledore's life.
I warned her! I warned her not to touch it!
That, except for the wrappings. Do you understand?
What do you think?
I think Miss Bell is lucky to be alive.
Due to this fact, the Ministry has kept their eye on Mr. Borgin's operation for a number of years. Probably a good idea. That guy is shady as... The rewarding one. This one you get rewarded just for doing the tasks. That is the ominous mask. That also is located in Borgin and Burke's Nocturnally. On display in Borgin and Burke's, this mask has an ominous and nefarious presence about it. Though it shouldn't be confused with the characteristic mask of the Death Eaters, it's not hard to postulate that this may have once belonged to a dark witch or wizard. Fascinating. Mysterious indeed. Very Halloween-y. So we move on to the tasks. This is tasks and tips. So set task 1. Collect ingredients or portmanteaus 2 times. Use 2 tonic for trace detection and return brilliant dark wizard Foundables. So hopefully you have a few trace tonics left over from the Community Day Brewathon. So it's nice to see a little bit of synergy. We actually do something and actually get to use them rather than have the game work against us. We now of course have 4 Wild Foundables spawning in the wild. So the 10 wizards will take a little bit longer than it would have taken during part 1, purely because you have the part 1 spawns, the poacher and snatcher as well. Most important thing about this step is not to visit the brilliant registry. You need runestones in setup task 2, so the best thing to do is do your work here. Don't open up the registry page, then go to setup task 2 when that starts, then go to the registry page, and then you'll get those runestones and it will count towards the task. Talking of which, setup task 2, return 20 Foundables. Use master notes 5 times. Collect 4 brilliant darkness rising runestones. So we actually get a brilliant stone hand registry image as a reward, which is kind of odd because that is the one you get for doing the wizarding challenges. So that's one less to do in wizarding challenges. Yeah, it's a little bit weird, but we get one, which is nice. Not going to turn that down. So using your master notes 5 times can take a little while. I don't actually mind this task, to be fair, because it's not wasting resources. Okay, it's actually, it just holds time, which is fine. You can play it over a number of days, it's not a problem. I do anyway. But if you really want to push for it, you can rent a gold cauldron if you wish, and get 2 master notes at the same time running there. You could also spend gold to rush any potions as well. If you're going to rush potions, then I would suggest Exstimulo potions, because you can need them for later on, because you will need to waste Exstimulo potions in the bonus round. But there are a few tips, so you don't waste them completely, which I'll get around to soon. And those of you who see my Twitter will probably already seen it. Personally, for the brewing task, I am going to take a break at this point, and probably working or in the evening and just bash out some Exstimulo potions and use the master notes there. At this point, make sure to collect those runestones from the Brilliant Registry page. Hopefully you got some from doing set task 1 as well, which is groovy, and your 20 Foundables can be anything you like. Though if you're running low on runestones, it might have to actually be the witch and wizard. Set task number 3, earn 7,500 wizarding XP from wizarding challenges, defeat 15 foes in wizarding challenges, and return 15 brilliant dark witch Foundables. So the 7,500 wizarding XP from wizarding challenges is pretty easy. You can use a brain elixir as well if you want to boost things. I say Dark 5 when I play it with a high runestone and stuff is over 1,500 XP a go. So that's just a few runs of that really. Again, your 15 Dark Witches will take a smidge longer than the Snatchers did in part 1, because there's some similarity between these sets of tasks. Just because there are 4 sets of wild spawns now, not 2. So task number 4. Earn 7,500 wizarding XP from traces. Place 5 images on Brilliant Borgin and Burke's registry page. Collect 15 mysterious note pieces by returning Brilliant Darkness Rising traces. So yes, the notes. That's where the storyline really kicks off. And it's quite an interesting one, this one. If you want to see the dialogue, it's up there. So 7,500 wizarding XP from traces. Nice and easy. Quite easy. If you put it on a brain elixir, and go for those red shards and yellow shards. You're talking a few hundred a go. So pop on a brief brain elixir to get the extra XP. Also, if you're flying past some inns or hanging around some inns, you can also put triple dart detectors. Always use triple, never use less than 3, because you get more chance of getting red shards and amber shards and stuff like that. Whatever that means nowadays, because it's all a little bit weird. And now you can finally place your images in the registry. You will be one short though, because you get that one as a reward for completing this one, which is a bit odd. So the best thing to do is to grind low-level fortress chambers and place the stone hand a second time. And now on to the bonus round. Brew 10 potions, return 45 brilliant darkness rising Foundables, use any 10 Exstimulo potions in wisdom challenges, defeat highest chamber unlocked, and unlock 5 portmanteaus. So brew 10 and use 10 potions is a bit of a pain in the ass. It kind of feels like the ministry is telling you how to live your life. But what you could do, to save using all those Exstimulo potions in fortresses, which is not ideal for high level players, you could do this. So while hunting down your 45 wild Foundables and also walking your 5 porkies, which can be any porkies by the way, stop when you get a decent Foundables, something like an orange shard or a red shard, something you actually want to have, something you would normally use an Exstimulo potion on. Then you can either jump into a runes 1 with an old brilliant runestone, so you're not using anymore, and then open up the first foe, pop on a Exstimulo potion, and then back out to the map. You'll lose the runestone, it's not a problem because it's a junky runestone, but you also have a Exstimulo potion ready and waiting. You can then tap on your red or orange Foundable that you want to actually get, and then use your Exstimulo on that. Then your Exstimulo will count towards the task because you used it in a fortress, and you'll also be able to use it on something actually useful. Secondly, another thing you can do if you are a professor, you could also bang on a runestone for something that is actually interesting, and you could open up a ruins, and you could also put det hex on the foes, so you could actually win the chamber, get to keep the full Exstimulo, get a challenge registry reward, and a chance, although a runestones it's around about 50% chance of getting a main registry reward. But you could of course just do it the way that they want you to do it, and actually use the Exstimulo potions on your highest chamber task. But hey, I give you the options. You can choose what you want to do. Onto the dialogue. It's up there. If you want to see the dialogue, there it is. I'll keep it in a separate video just so people don't get spoilers if they're not listening properly. Also, I get those first. I get the dialogue first before I actually get the tasks, because I'm not in the NDA group. But alas, at least I get a bit different content. A little bit different when all the news comes out. Hopefully you appreciate that. So general tips and opinions. If you have issues walking the 5 portkeys, you can complete the bonus assignment. Unfortunately, in the bonus assignment, you'll need to walk off 5 portkeys. Oh, never mind. For me, it's okay, because I'm in the country, and I do dog walking every day, and I take my daughter to nursery, like 4 days a week, so I quite easily burn off 10 portkeys. I usually go through 2 or 3 a day, easily. So make sure you have a veggie sync turned on. And remember, only portkey portmanteaus or brilliant portkey portmanteaus picked up during this event will give rewards for this part of the event. You don't need to use high level chambers to grind the mask. Runes will do just fine. Now in the first half, it's kind of hard for me to get the rune stones at a decent number because it took so long to get the Foundables. I wasn't really grinding them that hard. And of course, without a family XP task, I wasn't going to grind them that hard again. So you can gauge it. If you get a decent amount of rune stones, you can use ruins. You get about 50-50 chance. If you want to increase your chances, you have to do the higher chambers. If you are an aura or have an aura as a second profession, you may want to switch to that profession because they do better against the foes, the wild foes, so the witch and the wizard. You require less casts. Unfortunately, I am a professor, and my second is Majizu. So unfortunately, I'm kind of stuffed. On the plus side, it's nice to see the death of the family XP task. Phew! Because that in Brilliant Events was awful. Especially a Brilliant Family XP with Brilliant Events was awful. Also, great to see they've actually dropped the stamina of the foes, which makes it a little bit easier and slightly less energy requirement. And it's finally a nerf that's actually worked in our favour. If you are struggling for energy, because of course it's going to require more energy than normal, try and reach out to your friends in your friends list and ask for spell energy gifts. see if they can help you out. And of course, what you can do is if you're a passenger in a vehicle, you can spin the inns as you go past them, which is quite nifty. Assuming you're going less than around about 40 miles an hour, because it's a little bit hard that way. And that's about it, really. So hopefully you enjoyed this one. Give a thumbs up if you like the advice in here. Also subscribe, and if possible, try and spread the word a little bit. Try and share my tweets and stuff like that and my videos, because being in the UK is a little bit hard to get my voice out there, because the algorithm kind of works against me, annoyingly. So any changes will be in a pinned comment below. I say some things do get changed at the last minute or don't quite work as expected. So keep an eye out for pinned comments after this video, especially as when the event starts. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at @Zealman, and also on Instagram for any AR pictures that come along. It's getting a little dark now, but I have a new phone which has improved night vision, so it's kind of helping. So until next time, brush up on your spells, get your wands ready, Wizards Unite.